Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel Ghostbake's SuperCoach. And just when you think it can't get worse, it does, surprisingly. After last week's shit show, I didn't think it could actually get any worse than that, but we went and topped ourselves this week. Look, I've been pretty chill about everything and how bad we've been going. Like I said, the first few weeks probably a bit mid tier, was nothing special. Sitting around that 30k to 40k range, staying in there. Moved up a little bit here and there, but the last 2 weeks have been fucking horrendous, like disgusting. And yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of an event, so stay tuned and get your popcorn ready because certain things, like I said, I'm trying to just take it nice and easy. There's plenty of weeks left, and we can turn it around. Overall, been happy with the players we've been picking and the overall structure and everything like that, and looking at who we're picking and whatnot, and getting guys in that genuinely I think are top liners, but I also would love to have in my team and enjoy watching play. So, I'm trying to get that mix right, and yeah, it's just fucking oh, we'll go through every piece of shit in my team one by one, and we'll talk about what went wrong. Because as you can see there, this is the second week in a row where pretty much everyone I know is getting 2200 plus 2300, and I couldn't even crack 2-1. The team isn't that bad. It's just not fucking performing. Which we'll go through in a sec, but yeah, absolute fucking disgusting round. Ugh, it almost leaves you at a loss for words because you're like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, my ranking of 605 to finish the year last year is looking like an absolute fever dream compared to this year. This year's just been dog shit all around. Like I said, there's still plenty of time left. We're not going to give up. We're not going to quit. But as you can see through the thumbnail, we've got that there's just fake fucking primos everywhere. I don't have a consistent primo every week. There'll be a couple that perform and then a bunch that do dog shit. And then they tag team, and the ones that did shit do good, and the ones that do good do shit. And it's just like, oh. And like I said, you're getting these blokes in because you think that they're going to do really well and they're top of the line, and they still can be, but some really fucking terrible scores. But there's so many players that are coming down in price, which illustrates my point that everyone's, bar a few, are having bad games. If you're a Luke Jackson owner, Brody Grundy, Cal Wilkie, these sort of guys, they're fine. They've been pretty good throughout the whole season. They haven't really had a hiccup. They haven't really had a shit score. But yeah, fuck, you're lucky if you've got them. Yeah, we'll go through, and we've said this game's a bit of luck, but fuck, my luck needs to turn again. I'm not even going to say it can't get worse because I said that last week and look what happened. So let's go through this fucking shit team together. I hope it at least makes you guys feel better about your team. Having to go through this shit. So, like I said, we'll have a bit of fun with it, but also I'm going to vent over a few things because it has pissed me off. To the point where if it's going really bad, like I'm not watching fucking footy. So let's go through. We're going to start off with Lockie Whitfield. He was one that we traded in from Dan Houston. Yep, Dan Houston popped off. Congrats if you held him. I know some people are saying you should hold him. I still am so happy he's out of my team. Out of the things that I care about, and I'm going to bitch about in this review, Dan Houston getting a 116 isn't even one of them. Like that's the icing on the cake. Going like, yep, cool. Knew you'd probably do that. I highly doubt he backs it up. I don't think he's going to do it against Hawthorn. Essendon are just shit. And I don't think he's going to be able to back it up. I think a 50 is just around the corner if you've got him. And if you're going to hold him all the way to the buys, good luck with that. Because I would be shocked. I've been wrong plenty of times this year, so I always put my hand up and I own when I'm wrong. But He was dog shit. I still believe he's dog shit. I don't think he's going to be anywhere close to the top 12 defenders at the end of the year. I could be wrong. I'm not going to. That's just my opinion. Happy to be proven wrong if that's the case, but I hold firm that he will spud it up again. It's going to happen. He's not getting hundreds for the rest of the year. In saying that, yep, cool, popped off. Well done. Still trade him to Whitfield, who is going to be a top liner and had a good matchup and still outscored him. Yeah, it was by 7 points, but as a long-term player going the rest of the year, I'm pretty certain that Whitfield's going to do a lot better than Houston. So I am happy to have Houston out of my team. So yeah, despite that, it might sound weird. It might be like, oh yeah, you're just saying this. No, I'm legitimately happy that he's out of my team. Cool, he got the 116, and I hope for those that held, well done. But that's not what cost us. Like obviously, we could have traded someone else to get Whitfield, but we'd be burnt out in cash and not able to do some of the options that we are able to do this week. So I made that decision. You can call it wrong if you want. That's fine. I'm happy with that one. So the Sunday games, other than the Giants game and the North game, I didn't get to see pretty much anything of. I was out pretty much all of Sunday, so didn't get to check the scores till pretty late. I think the St Kilda game was definitely over, and I think we were halfway through the Brisbane-Adelaide game. But Sinclair at 95, I was pretty shocked that he didn't get the ton. And we'll get to him as an option. He was a captain's option after my VC failed, and we'll get to that soon. But I thought, no, I'm going to go with my gut and pick the more what I think would be closer to a ceiling score, whereas I thought Sinclair would be a safe 100 to 120. Only a 95 against West Coast in a 100-point ass kicking. So obviously a lot of points got spread around. So I didn't see this game, so I'm not going to comment too much on it because I don't know what role he played, if he was doing the kickouts or if he was getting CBAs or whatever. I will go back and watch and go through all the footy catch-ups and minis and all that kind of stuff and have a look. But look, yeah, 95, it's a sub ton. We don't want that, especially on in a matchup against West Coast at home. We would have expected that, 115, 120 range sort of thing. So bit of a down game for Sinks, but overall it's not like completely shitting the bed. Now I'm going to move on to and here's where a little bit of the rant's going to come out from me because this really fucking pissed me off. Lockie Ash. Now, I checked at halftime. He was on 72 points at halftime. He had a shit ton of the ball and was killing it. I got back, sat down, started watching the third quarter. Noticed when he got the ball, he just tried to take the fucking world on. He ran too far or got caught or got pressure on him that he fucked the kick up. I think he had 3 or 4 kicks in that quarter and they were all ineffective. So I was here going, oh, he's on track for like a 120, 120, 130. He's going to go big. It's going to be a massive score. It's going to really help me. And I check at 3/4 time and he had a negative 9-point quarter. From a primo, any primo, that is fucking ridiculous. And that's my luck. Yeah, at halftime you'd be like, fuck, I wish I had Lockie Ash. And at 3/4 time he's dog shit, not even on track for 100. It fucking really pissed me off watching him try to take the world on. Just hit your kick, you fucking idiot. What are you doing? There's a kick that... Kick it and then run past and try and get another handball. You do that anyway. Why are you putting yourself under pressure? And then there's other times he just bombs the living shit out of it and gets it out of there. If I was the coach, I would be looking at him and going, why are we giving this bloke the exit kicks and shit? Like that's from what I saw it was horrible. I didn't see pretty much the first half, so I'm sure he killed it. He was doing really well then. But as soon as I sat down and started watching, absolute fucking crap. And this is another thing, scaling. I'm fucking getting really sick of this shit. This scaling crap. It is way too extreme. Way too fucking extreme. I was watching that last quarter, and I was obviously had my eye on Ash because I really, really wanted him to get the fucking score. Started doing a few things late, a few tackles, this and that. He fumbled the ball once and literally lost like 6 points in one hit. I was like, are you fucking kidding? But yet he did a kick in, played on, kicked it all the way pretty much to the wing and hit the target, and he got like 3 points for it. Like, what the fuck? There was one where North kicked it in, it went straight down the guts. He took an intercept mark with about 2 or 3 minutes left, and I'm like, sweet. He has to get like 10, like he's got to scale up. Surely he's got to get like 8 points or something from that. He got none, not 1 point. Took the intercept mark, turned and chipped it over to Whitfield. Whitfield got like 3 points for taking that mark and getting a kick. But Ash got nothing for an intercept mark from a kick in with 2 minutes left when they're in front. Makes no fucking sense. So for whoever's in charge of scaling, fuck you. It was a joke. Honestly, a joke. And it should have been over 100, but at the same time, it's his fault too in the third quarter. So, yeah, look, 92 after having 72 at halftime. Once again, fucking not good enough. Really fucking pissed off with that. And now he's lost about 40-something K since I've picked him up. He's gotten, I think, 185. It was 106 and 85 and a 92. So not the absolute worst scores. We got him in to get what Whitfield's getting, these 120s, 115s. Like, that's where you need to fucking be. And it's not good enough. These are blokes you want to own. These are blokes that are top liners. And I'm like, yeah, sweet. These are the ones I want. And then they just fucking turn to shit. Pisses me off. Speaking of, Jordan Clark. Can you get some fucking consistency, please? Last year, I started him last year. I started him this year. And last year was consistent the whole way through. You'll get your 90s to the 110s. There was maybe 2 really poor games where he got like a 60 odd, and then 2 really good games where he get like a 150. But would average that 110 sort of range, between 105 and 110. This year he's going 150, and then he's getting a 50 the week after. You go 125, he's getting a 75 the week after. Then you might get 200s in a row, and then it's back to that really high, really shit, really high, really shit. This is a game I didn't get to see much of as well, but against Carlton at home, like, come on, 78. You proved you could do it the week before. You smashed it. 78 against Carlton. Fucking hell. So that's what I mean. 1 or 2 of these things happening, but when this keeps fucking happening and it happens all at the same time, that's what fucking kills the team. So I know I've been swearing a lot, but I'm really pissed off with this shit. Farrow, 68. You roughly expecting a 65 to an 85, hopefully, for Farrow. Obviously, Essendon got living shit belted out of him, and towards the end, he had a few fumbles on turnovers, through handballs and whatnot. It wasn't anything crazy. He's still making money. That's what he's there for. He's still a decent on-field option, so I'm not too pissed off with that. He's getting close to the primos. He's not far off him, so he's only 10 points below Clark, so it's not that big a deal. Flynn Perez obviously dropped. Said managed or omitted for this week. I think it was managed for this week. So Hawks played really well. I don't know if he gets back in the team. If not, he'll be our loop. Not this week because he plays the first game. So I'm hoping off the shorter break that there's a few that might need a bit of a rest, or maybe just, he can come back in because I think he is a decent enough player and he does the role well enough. But, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, Jake's put the emergency on him for the was it Thursday game? Yeah, against the Swans. I was happy around. I was like, anything around a 70, or I'll take. He goes 69. I was like, yep, I'm just gonna take it. It's safe, especially with how shit we've been doing lately. So the choice was gonna be between that and Lindsay. I figured Lindsay will get an 80 at best. This was the biggest shock when I checked the scores after this game and saw that he was pretty much the only West Coast player that turned up, if I'm not mistaken. And 132. He is my second highest scorer this week. out of my whole team, and he's on my bench. And I know a lot of people would have had him on the bench, but there were some that didn't. So congrats if you fielded him and he killed it. Well done. Happy enough with these guys. Jake's I'll hold on to, because then if he gets another decent score, the crap score next week will come out of his system. He might make a little bit more money when he can get up closer to that 300k. But Lindsay's there now, Farrow's there now, and Lindsay's cash he's going to make more for sure. So Farrow's getting close to that BE. It's 55, so I still think he covers that, but he might only have maybe like 15 to 20k left to make. So, yep. Not ideal when your best backman's on the bench and he's a rookie. So, unfortunate, but we decided to go with a bit of safety. I'm going to skip our captain for a second and go to, if you asked me before this round, what 2 players that I have that are primos that look like they're going to score the worst, I would have said Zach Butters and Bontempelli. Bontempelli, sore knee, James Jordan tag. I'm like, Sydney are going to belt him. They've got too many injuries. Is he even going to play? Is he going to scrape over the line and score like a 50 and drop even more? Like, what's going to happen? And Bont just did Bont things. He killed it. This is what I mean by logic doesn't always logic. He should have been terrible, and he was my highest scorer, 135. Just when you don't think he's gonna score good, he somehow pulls it out. So obviously still dropped a bunch in cash, but a 135 means he will shoot up when these crap scores go out of his system if he can keep up decent scores. The run's not too bad now. You shouldn't get much tag. I think they got the Dockers this week by memory. So, he's not going to get much attention there. I think he's just going to sort of do what he wants. Hopefully he's not too sore after the game and he's still fine. But Bont killed it. And Zach Butters, didn't think Port would beat the Cats, but Butters, we knew Mullen was going to go to him. 30 disposals. A 112 isn't like the ceiling that Butters goes to usually, but a 112 when last year in 2 games combined, he didn't even ton up. I'm pretty sure it would have been close to maybe a ton. It was like 40 and 50 or something like that. So we'll take a 112 every day when you're getting tagged by Mullen. We saw what he did to Bont the week before. So Butters loved the way he fought through it and just kept going, and obviously was a big part of how Port got the win. And these are the things you never know. Logic doesn't always logic, and that was one. So those 2 guys were a couple of my best players, and they were the ones I would have thought would have done the worst if you asked me before the round. So there you go. After the VC failed, which we'll get to that soon, but had the choice, and I was thinking about Dacos or Sinclair. Decided to go the safe pick and just go, look, I'm just going to go Dacos. I don't think... They said McGrath was going to tag him. I was like, I'm not worried about that at all. He'll run McGrath off his feet. I just knew that if Dacos went forward, McGrath has a bit more experience in the back line than he did against Ollie Hollins. So I was like, maybe he won't sneak forward and kick goals as much. It'll be more like... But I was like, he'll still get the ball. Wasn't the tag that was a problem. It was Dacos couldn't hit the side of a barn in the first quarter. Started off with absolute disgusting. I think it was his worst rated game by foot in the first half. It was like 29% at one stage. Just never seen anything like it. Those new boots, the yellow, orange, or yellow, pink, whatever it was, take them off and burn them, because it was shit display of kicking from one of the best kicks in the competition. So 105, he scraped his way to that. 42 disposals, 4 behinds. If they were goals, or at least 2 or 3 of them, and he hit some early targets, that's like a 140, 150 again. So look, just not what we wanted. He got the 105, which is what the VC got. So I was actually happy. At once I saw what he was on at halftime. I was like, he's not even going to get to a ton, and I'm just going to get owned. So, we'll wear that. And, yeah, wasn't the greatest. Not the worst. At least there's a ton. All right. Next two bags of shit, which you could clearly see in the thumbnail with Geordie Clark, um, Finn Callahan, and Sarong. So Callahan drops back-to-back 60s. Yes, he got tagged. Giants still won, and he needs to stop just bombing the ball too. There was a couple times he was trying to kick it long, and it went super high in the air and not that long. He was miss-kicking shit. If you got attention, bro, you're gonna have to get used to it. But this is just 60s and stuff isn't enough. Like now his average is below 100, which is fucking atrocious. So brought him in, got the big 130 against Tigers. We knew he could get tagged by Jordan, and Foss came back, and if it wasn't Foss, it would have been Simkin. But yeah, he still didn't fight back enough, in my opinion. The tag against Jordan, he still got a goal and 26 touches. This time, didn't look likely to do anything really. I was hoping in the for scaling that might actually help me if he could kick a goal towards the end, or burst through some clearances and use his speed and skill. But nah, 66. So he's got a good run now. Shouldn't get tagged. He's got, I think it's Gold Coast, Essendon, and might be West Coast, I think, in a row, something like that. Yeah, needs to start getting on his bike now because not good enough. Caleb Sarong, even when this guy scored well, he's frustrated me, and I fucking hate this pick. Like the last few weeks, Voss bringing in Cooper Lord to tag Sarong, like this shows that Voss can't coach. Because Sarong has not been the damaging player in nearly any game. Other than the game against Geelong, he had that one really massive last quarter, and they still didn't win. But this shows he has no idea. Bolton was tearing it apart. Last week was Clark tore it apart. I don't think Sarong has ripped a game to shreds. He's had two SuperCoach wise. He's only had 2 or 3 really okay games, and the rest have been this crap 70s. Last week was a 90 against West Coast, which not good enough as well, as we said with Sinclair. So maybe teams only can score 90 against West Coast. I don't know. But yeah, Sarong, he's getting close to being. Look at the price, 507K for fuck's sake. Picked him because we thought he'd be near the mark, and a top 10 to 12 mid. At the price he was at with no buy, and yeah, 2 up and down. The Freo players are really giving me the fucking shits. Started with Hayden Young as well, and that didn't work out. So yeah, maybe unless you got Luke Jackson, yeah, then I guess Freo's all right. The rest fucking just crap. But yeah, we're not trading any primos. We've used too many trades on that shit, so he's just gonna sit there. Hopefully won't get tagged against the Dogs, but that doesn't mean he's going to go get the fucking ball. So, yeah, just not good at all. You look at those 5 players in preseason, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah. Now I'm looking at them like, Jesus, that mid's not doing well. Sammy Grill against Melbourne. I think he's good for a 65 to 80 every week. He's pretty solid. He takes the game on. Got the Eagles this week, so we'll definitely be keeping him. I think he's still got a little bit of money to make. Not too much more, but a little bit more. Blameyer's dropped. We talked about it on the preview. We thought that was going to happen. Used him as a loop, so we got Angry Anderson 73, which that's fine. That's probably why I would have been happy with Blameyer scoring. It's pretty much what Blameyer's average is. So, yeah, seems about right. Not too mad about that. The issue is his break even's really low, and we need him to come back in to make a little bit more money for us. Hopefully he is back in. I don't know. I didn't think there was any injuries to North, but they didn't get over the line, so there's a chance he might come in. If not, then we can still use him as a loop if we need, so we can have a look at that, and give him another chance to get back in the team. But if not, yeah, we'll have a look as we can put the Vice on and see how that goes, and see if we can need to use the loop and the captaincy loop as well. So yeah, we'll have a sus, but if not, he can be one that goes if he's not back in the team. Murdoch, like I said, didn't see this game, so 67, worst score for him. It's still not bad. It's probably a general rookie score. So I don't know how he played in particular, but yeah, obviously it's a bit hard to score too when you're getting belted by 100 and something points. So, whereas the other games he's played that he did really well in, he was pretty close in those games. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, 67. Like, he's a rookie. You got to expect rookie stuff. Jagger, 69. Roughly what we thought he'd get to. His break even's gone down to 47, so he could definitely clear that. So you could keep him another week. He's not going to make much more money. He's definitely not a keeper or someone that you can keep an upgrade last. I don't think he's sort of going to be around that mark consistently. I think, but he's one we can look to move on if we want to, and with our upgrades and whatnot. This was the surprising one. Carroll, 106. Did not see him being able to ton up at all. He got like a 30 last week. I was shocked. So he's reset his cash in now, and that crap score. If he puts together another decent score, like a 70 or something, and then that crap score goes out, he can get up to that 300 and something K as well, which, yeah, obviously would have been great to have him on the field, but I'm not going to lie, he was the last one I was going to put on that field just based on how he's been playing. So, but yeah, no, happy with that. But two tons on the bench overall aren't great. And like I said, we got Angry Anderson's 73 because of Blameyer's loop. So I love this bloke. I think him and Murdoch, like I said, I just love the way they play. He just goes. Those goals he kicked, he looks like he's a player from the 80s. Got a bit of Dermy about him. But yeah, he just loves the physical stuff. He's not afraid. And yeah, I actually really like him. Glad I got him. And he's just been consistent too. He's between high 60s, low 70s. So we might use him for the loop on Thursday because the Pies play Hawks on Thursday night. So we'll see between him and Perez and whatnot if they're going to get gigs. This is another fucking thing that it's driving me nuts. So if you've got if you've got Grundy or Jackson, you're laughing. I've had English. I had Sherry for a week before he did his little blood spat, and then I've had Gawn. Gawn's given me a couple of great scores. He hasn't gone below the ton, which is great, but he's getting outscored by Grundy and Jackson every single week now since that 170. The 105s, 120s, 105 again. This was meant to be a spike game. He's playing fucking Samson Ryan. And then they put Noah Bolter in, and he's getting beaten in the ruck. Now, I know he's old, and I know he's probably sore, and he's probably sick of having to do everything on his own. But this bloke it was part of the reason he drove Brodie Grundy out of the club and sent him to Sydney because he liked to ruck on his own and only needs a little bit of rest and pinch hits. Now we've got Max Heath in, and it seems like Gawn's happy to play more forward and let Heath ruck as well. Fuck off. That's killed Gawn. Gawn's going to drop so much money, and he's not a captaincy option because if you want a safe 100, yeah. And yeah, he missed some goals, but his hitouts were crap on the weekend, and he didn't look himself. He looked sore. He looked like he was hurt. Push through because he is a champion. We know that, and we know he's older, but he's not going to get those 150s that like Jackson and Grundy are getting because he's dual rucking. It doesn't fucking help. I know Jackson's got Cox there, but when Cox is rucking, Jackson plays mid or he moves around still. He's very athletic and gets around the ball, whereas Gawn, that's not what he's looking to do. When he's not in the ruck, he's not in the ruck because he's resting. If he was fine and can move around, he'd just keep rucking. So, yeah, not good. McAndrew 65 is disappointing. Now, I think people are really hot to jump off him. He's got Richmond, not this week, but next. Port this week, so sweet. And Vicentini probably. I did not expect him to score an 80-something plus against Draper and Fort. I just didn't. Draper is pretty good at restricting rucks, so I don't know what people were expecting. McAndrew's a first-year player, first-year ruck, so I kind of expected this. And I think we need to temper our expectations because, like, the kid's done so well in his first year and shouldering the work, and he's done a fuckload better than Riley O'Brien would have. So I'm holding him for a bit longer, most likely. I think that I've got bigger fucking problems than McAndrew. It's only if McAndrew gets rested that I'm in trouble. But maybe just chuck big Oscar Steen on. Fuck it. Might need to do that at some stage because it's not looking good overall. But I think McAndrew will be fine. I think he'll do okay. Probably not a huge score this week, but then he's got Richmond, and I think he'll hover around the price. He's not going to drop down to like 300k. He's not going to lose 60k or anything like that. So, yeah, I think that's just the way we go. Was looking. He was sort of on track for the ton the whole way. Dropped off a bit in the third, and then he kicked a goal and was working hard. Like he tried his best, and 99. Like I said, his floor scores are 90s this year, so more than happy with that. We say it every week. He's F1. Dev Rob went out of our team. We got in Christian Petrarca. It started off a bit slow the first half, and then when the Gold Coast got back into the game against Hawthorn, when they were getting belted, they brought it a bit closer. Petrarca did really well. Didn't kick any goals. He had 2 shots and just sprayed them both, and just didn't look like him. But hard at the ball. He was laying a few tackles and just worked hard. He's F2, if not F1. Him and Sheasel are fighting for that mantle. But yeah, super happy to have him back. It was between him or Took. Took only got an 80 and around that price, so I just wanted the big dog back, and he gave us a 111, which was one of our top scores, so can't complain too much about that. So happy to have the big dog back in, and he looked good in terms of his movement. Didn't look like there's a lot of sprints that I saw him do to try and lay tackles and whatnot, and didn't look too hampered or like he was worried about the hammy. So well done, big fella. Flanders 83. Everyone's got him. Seems like Flanders gets 80s, 90s, and then a ton here and there. So not sure he'll be top 6, but he's not someone we need to worry about for now. Just hold on to him. He'll at least give us 90s around that mark. That's what he's averaging. Cook, once again, another decent score, 72. He's been really, really good. Really happy we picked him up. It was between him and Watkins for us, and yeah, we made the right call. Still got some money to make, low break even. Hopefully you can get up close to that 350 mark if you can. Got the showdown this week, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But he's solid, he's reliable. Got close to the ton last week, but I think he's good for at least, your 65, even close to 70 plus now, averaging 75. So, yeah, Cook's been a great pick. Happy to have him. Philippou on field, although I know some people didn't have him on field, but with the 90 West Coast matchup, it's just his tog, man, 60%. Like, he's just not. It's not going to go up. It's not. That's what he's pigeonholed in as, a 60% game time kid. He's set his break even to gone back low, so I'm going to hold on to him till he makes a bit more money. But if he throws up a stinker, he's obviously one that can go. But he's getting close to that 300k mark now, so hopefully he can push that, which he should with the break even and everything he's got now. I think it's pretty low. It's like 20 or something from memory. This is pissing me off too. Todd Marshall, can you just fucking play football? Like, is it really that hard? Just fucking get named and play. Dealt with him scoring well, then fucking does his ankle, misses 2 games. We hold him. We wait for that first price rise. Gets that first price rise, scores well. Then he's doing pretty well in the next game. What happens? Not his fault, but Josh Carr sends him forward. Fucks him up. Gets a 50 odd or whatever he gets. Then looks good again. Gets a decent score. He's averaging 71. Then this week he's out with a fucking illness. Oh my God. If you've got gastro or vomit on the field, or go shit yourself on the field, please. Can you just fucking play? Fuck. I know everyone's got him, but jeez, just so frustrating. That led us to take big Oscar Steen's 52. I think it was the worst score I had on the field, so it didn't even count anyway. It was him or Lombard. My forward line is not good. So we'll be looking to bring in someone this week, most likely Took. But obviously there's some others to look at, JHF and a few of these guys. So we'll have a look. Um, I don't like Horn Francis as a player, so I probably won't go there. But we're going to have a look at what we're going to do and make for a very interesting trade video because I've got one boost left and I'm getting real close to just saying fuck it and doing it because I wanted to carry one in towards a bit closer to the buys, but there's players I want that have high break evens, and I'm tempted just to grab the one I want now that could spike because they've both got good matchups. But we'll talk about that later in the week. Lombard 49, averages 49, sums it up. The brick wall for him is 60 plus. He can't get there. It's 45s to 55s. Yeah, just doesn't matter who he plays. That's just what he gets. So I'm not expecting anything from him realistically. Yeah, small forwards, just we shouldn't pick him in SuperCoach, but we did. And Tanner Bruin, probably unlucky to not get 100. He looked like he was on track for it. Did well in a losing side as well, obviously. So he shows that he'll throw a stinker out there every now and then he becomes good. His break even's about what he's averaging, that 90, close to that 90 mark. Look, he might lose a little bit of cash, but I reckon he'll hover around the 370 to 400k, at worst 370, but I think he'll be fine. He can spike. We know he can ton up. We know he's got a good role when it's behind the ball, especially. If he's not there, he's usually getting CBAs or he's starting on the wing and pushing back to help. So he's got a great role. They got North this week. Obviously, he's not going to get the attention. If there is attention, it'll go to Holmes and Baz. So I think he's safe just keeping there for now. But yeah, look, that's just what we see. You didn't even crack the 2-1. Just too many 60s and shit. 60s, 70s. Not enough tons, especially from Primos. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So we've dropped like 16k, so ranked 58k now. We'll have a look at that. It's fucking, look at that. It's just, fuck off. It's really pissed me off. Yeah. But overall, the players I've got aren't bad. I've got the cash gen. I've got Primos that are Primos that people fucking want. And they're just not performing. Last week I had Bont and Callahan do shit. And then now, like, it's like they tag team. Like, now Bont did good. And now fucking, had a crap captaincy score. For the people that have Jackson or Grundy, like, we weren't going to compete with that. Just getting that score locked in wasn't enough. So, yeah, but that's it for the round review. As you can see, just pissed off, annoyed. The spuds and dickheads that I have better perform this week because they're doing my nana. Yeah, so look, we're going to go through, not do some research, just have a look at who we fucking want, who's available, what we can do. More than likely just going to say full fucking send it and use our last boost, get that done, get our players in that we want. At least if I've got as many primos as possible. Keep the cash gen going and keep it moving up for the ones that we can. And just, eye off who we want in the next few weeks. We'll be targeting the value options because there are so many. And even players we have are value options for other people. So the thing is, who are you going to get? If you don't have Bont, if you don't have Gorn, if you don't have Callahan, if you don't have some of these guys that I've got, Ash, you can't get them all in the 1 week. That's the thing. So at least I don't have those decisions to make. I've got decisions on other players, but yeah. Let's see if we can turn this shit around. We'll keep going. I'm committed to doing the content, and I love doing the content. Love all the interactions with you guys, and I hope you found this somewhat entertaining, me getting pissed off. But yeah, we'll keep going. We're not going to stop. We're going to go through the whole year, regardless of what the rank is. Did really well last year, so not going to give up. In a couple of weeks, I've seen a lot of the great content creators out there have turned it around and jumped up, tens of thousands of spots just from, their knowledge and whatnot. Might seem like I'm a fucking dumb fuck with my scores, but like to think I'm not. But time will tell. So right now I might look like a dumb fuck. I'm on a mission to turn that around. Anyway, guys, do what we always say and do like, subscribe, give us a follow on Twitter, ghost_bakes. You're obviously watching this, Ghost Bakes. SuperCoach. Feel free to comment, share it around, share the love. I'm happy. I'm still having fun, just in a different way. More like giving me the freedom to just say fuck it and do some things that I really want to do. Or not really want to do, because all I want to do is score well, and that's not happening. But yeah. That'll do us. Give us a like, subscribe, follow. Stay tuned for the next one. We'll have our trade video out later in the week and go through that with you guys. Also, most likely be jumping on Brad's channel, SuperCoach Pro, doing a live stream on Wednesday, most likely. So give that a shout out and give him a like as well. And yeah, we'll go from there, guys. So see you in the next one, and yeah, we'll keep this rage flowing. Have a good one, guys.